I say all praise to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just saw this recently. Apparently, they've come up with a new contraption to help you wash your hands because, we're so stupid. We need to be told how to wash our hands. Just watch.
Properly washing your hands. CBN Middle East correspondent Julie Stahl looks at an Israeli innovation that will show you just how well you are doing that. Take a look.
Keep in mind, it's made by, the Israelis, those who say they are Jews and are not part of the synagogue of Satan.
Called Soapy, a smart hygiene device designed to change the way people wash their hands.
We're giving you the right environment to wash your hands and the right technology to do it. We're giving you feedback on how your hand washing practice was.
CEO Max Simonovsky helped start Soapy 2 years ago, focusing on India and other developing countries. Then word started spreading.
We suddenly started to receive inquiries from the developed countries like US and Canada and England.
The COVID-19 crisis led to even more interest, with 136 countries calling about the product.
Majority of the, I would say, guidelines or advices about how to prevent yourself from being infected is about hygiene, sanitation, and social distance. And hand hygiene is on the top.
This is the Soapy machine. CBN News reporter Julie Stahl was invited to try it out. The machine gives just the right amount of soap and water, and then 20 seconds to lather and wash thoroughly.
It's monitoring how well I've washed my hands and how well I'm rinsing my hands, and it gives me another 20 seconds worth of water to rinse them.
And then she heard the results.
On the lathering, you had 13 out of the 20 seconds done perfectly. And on the rinsing, 17 out of the 20 seconds were done perfectly. The result is 77%.
According to experts, people should wash their hands up to 12 times a day.
Now, for most people that don't know, you have good and you have bad bacteria. When you excessively wash your hands, you actually make yourself more susceptible to disease because you take off the good bacteria that's on your hands as well. You basically leave it bare to be attacked. Because if you're always clean, your immune system doesn't actually have a chance to regulate itself and know how to deal with threats. You know what I mean? It's kind of like living in a totally clean environment and then going out into the world and it's dirty. You're going to get sick because your immune system isn't used to that. What they're doing is basically like kind of stripping away people's immune system, and obviously all the stress and all of that. They're making people sick with stuff like this.
Most only reach about half that number.
Maybe 5 to 7% of people washing hands properly. Even if you take those 5-6 times that you're washing your hands, most of them will be a bad washing cycle.
By using facial recognition, the machine assigns a random number to each user. Simonovsky said it doesn't gather any information about you.
Come on, you being serious? I've been in the gym and I've gone in a machine and it's taken my name, looked at my body fat index and all of that, and it didn't even give me the quotation. It said basically it's gonna give me a quotation of how much my body is, how much of my body is a fat percentage or whatever the case may be. He didn't even do that. So basically he gathered all that information. And what do you think they're going to do with all this info? It's not to give it back to you so that you can be better.
Other than how you wash your hands. Then Soapy simply teaches you how to do it better.
So you know right away where you can improve and what you need to improve to increase that result and make sure that your hands will be clean every time, everywhere, every day.
The device is also good for the environment, using about 20 times less water. Currently, the machine is used primarily in healthcare, schools, and food preparation. Simonovsky adds they're working on a product for the public because hand washing just isn't as simple as it seems. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. Fake ass. I'm going to talk about Jeremiah 48:7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? So now you're seeing all these E's just acting like a bunch of scared retards. Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon you, the time that I will visit him. So you're not even supposed to be joined onto these people. You're supposed to be as far away from them as possible, because now their time of judgment is at hand. You can see these people panicking, and it's like they're digging deeper into the pit to get out of it. It makes no sense. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy it till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbours, and he is not. Leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunk, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So these people think this hand washing is going to save them, their mask, their gloves, a vaccine, they think that they don't have to pay for what they've done. And we all know they will. When he speak of fair, it's that Proverbs 26:25. When he speak of fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. So he don't care about helping you. He just wants to make money and make his shareholders happy, whose hatred is covered by deceit. Because they're acting like they care about India and all these third world countries. At these times, you go in there and you steal resources. Like, instead of leaving them people poor and dirty and unable to afford a way to be able to clean themselves, why not give them a fair shake for them to, basically eat off their own labor? I hate these people so much, man. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. I love that scripture, man. Proverbs 29:9. If a wise man contendeth with a fool, whether he rage or laugh, there is no rest. So you can go to these people, you can tell them, your mask, your gloves isn't working, all this washing your hands, it's not going to help you. They're not going to believe you. These people are the kind of people who wear masks and gloves and just dash it in the park, in the parking way, or on the floor. Or come home and leave it on the table, or leave it in their bathroom. If you're going around, you're protecting yourself with a mask and gloves, why then would you turn around and put that stuff in your kitchen or in your bathroom? Wouldn't it make sense to dispose of it in the bin straight away and then wash your hands? But not these people. They'll use the same mask and gloves over and over again, but yet you're so scared. Everything that these people are doing, but you can't reason with them, because for you to be able to reason with somebody, they have to have a level of intelligence to be able to be reasoned with. You know what I mean? See, when you're really stupid, you don't harm yourself because you're not even intelligent enough to know you're harming yourself. It's like when you're stupid, other people around you suffer. It's not you that suffers. Like, if you're dirty, you don't care about whether or not you're dirty, but the people that are around you have to live around your dirt and have to clean up after you. You see what I mean? It's the same with being stupid. When you're a foolish man, you suffer your own foolishness, but you're not intelligent enough to know you're suffering from your own foolishness. It's the people around you. So you're supposed to get far from these people when you discern that there's no wisdom in them. Like Proverbs 18:2, a fool have no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself. So you can't go to most people and try to give them the scientific or medical knowledge for them to understand that most of this stuff is not going to help them. All these incubators and lung breathing aid machines that they have are actually putting more pressure on the lung. It's not helping people breathe. When you use your mask, you're actually recycling the carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide? After I think it's carbon dioxide that you're breathing in. You know what I mean? You're not even getting fresh air. You're just recycling the air that you're breathing out. So you're getting a lower quality of air into your lungs. How is that going to help you be healthy. All the stuff that these people are doing makes no sense. Lamentations 3:26. It is good that a man should hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. So I'm not waiting for Esau to, give me a vaccine or tell me how to be clean or how to exercise myself, when everything that they've done over the 500-year history of the so-called black man being in their country is basically they've been against black people, but now they want to help you. That the virus is more likely to attack black people than any other people, but you guys are doing all of this stuff. Why? Because you love us, because you want to help us? How does that make any sense? You know what I mean? The only salvation that, so-called black people have is the Lord, because there's no way we're getting ourselves out of this predicament. These people got bombs, ARs, missiles, tracking technology, that they're poisoning your food. They've attacked you on every level, spiritually, with these churches, physically with the food that you eat, and mentally with the propaganda that you constantly have to put up with. Do you see what I mean? But most people just quietly go along with it. Most people are not trying to eat healthy. Most people are not trying to exercise. Most people are not trying to find the Lord. They hope in their own selves, and they think, these people are going to save them. The same people that put you in this position. Jeremiah 48:44. He that fleeth from the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that getteth up out of the pit shall be taken in a snare. For I will bring upon it, even upon Moab, the year of their visitation, saith the Lord. Now this is primarily to do with Moab, but this the scripture can be applied to this situation, because these people are fleeing from the fear of corona and putting on all these masks, and they're actually making themselves more susceptible to fall into the pit, to be sick, to suffer from another illness, because now you're not even breathing properly. So if you have asthma and you got a mask on, how is that going to help you? You're running away from the coronavirus. You take a vaccine, and then the vaccine makes you sick. So these people think they're going to run away from corona and the bear flu, and they're going to get... No, you're not. You're going to run away from that, and you're going to fall into something else, because these people actually know how human psychology works. Most people don't even know how their own mind works. And I heard one of the elders say, people are brainwashed, and if people were brainwashed, it means that they would have cleared the brain dirt that's on their head from constantly watching the news, reading the paper, and looking at all these idiots. You know what I mean? Like you would realize that most people don't have a clue about what they're talking about. Because if you really listen to people have no level of wisdom about anything. They don't understand what's going on. They're not physically fit. They don't eat healthy. They don't understand the scriptures. So why would you listen to most people? But most people will go along with it because, it's what society says is fair, And you're not supposed to follow a multitude to do evil. And that's what all these people are going to do. They're going to follow the multitude, and they're going to end up getting their heads chopped off because, people want to trust in their oppression. So I'll leave off with that. This stuff just pisses me off, man. But all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai.